Hey guys, Ash Lane here. How are you on this fall day? Today we're going to be talking about the update and about what was announced on the forums today by Anushka. So we'll go ahead and cover everything step by step, and we'll talk about what it might mean for the game. Before we do that, just want to give a quick shout out to, I know I do have a lot of listeners and viewers in France, so we normally keep this just game related, but I do want to send my condolences and heartfelt wishes to all my viewers. I hope you and your families are home and safe. So anyway, guys, let's get to this word about the upcoming update here. Like I said, by Anushka, this was about 12 hours from this recording announced, and finally we have so the silence, I should say, has ended from Supercell. Okay, so it's been about 3 weeks or so, 2 to 3 weeks since ClashCon. Very excited about the new Town Hall 11 content. I think it could definitely change the game. I think it will change the game. And now we were given our first insight to what is to come. Before we get into what she announced and what we're going to talk about on today's episode, I do want to go ahead and share the schedule that she kind of laid out for us. So the schedule is going to be, sneak peeks are starting Monday, the 23rd of November, and they should be ending around December 4th to the 7th, somewhere in that time period. And then the update can probably be expected the week of December 7th, would be my guess. Now, before we get into, let's cover exactly what she put here. Some of the changes that will be introduced to the game include shields, the new village guard concept, session timers and a personal break, multiplayer matching, league bonus changes, and high-level trophy calculations will be changed. So what does that all mean? Well, we'll discuss it. So the first half of this episode, or the first, I guess, 3/4, is going to be me discussing, sharing my thoughts and speculation on what that could mean, and talking about a bit of how the current system is broken, or at least why I feel that way. And then we'll talk about how this could possibly fix things. In the very end, I'll also be talking a little bit about the channel, about Clash with Ash, about the direction I'll be headed, both at short term and long term. So if you want to go ahead and stop listening after the juicy stuff, or if you're a hardcore listener, I'd really appreciate it if you stayed tuned for some words about the channel. So let's go ahead and get right into it here. Let's take it topic by topic. So we'll put on some replays in the background, so you don't just have to stare at the text the entire episode. You know, I have a tendency to ramble. Now, just a quick word about the update taking so long. I've seen so much on the forums, and I've been accused of perhaps drinking the Supercell Kool-Aid, and I just have to say that's just definitely not the case. I've always been generally optimistic as far as updates are concerned, way before YouTube. So kill me, but I'm an optimistic guy. So I do have high hopes for this update, as I have most of the previous updates. I think the only one I wasn't happy about was the hero changes, and even I have adjusted to the new life, and I love the fact that they have secondary abilities. So anyway, let's get back on task here, and start out with, just finishing up that last thought, is that people are very upset that there's been a 3-week gap between ClashCon and the update, and I guess they're just more of the Epicurean mindset or philosophy to life, where they just want these announcements and pleasures to come sooner rather than later. But me, I'm a big fan of just things being a little bit more balanced, taking the extra time, as I know in a few months none of us will remember the weeks that we had to wait extra for the update. I like things to be perfect, or as close to perfect as possible before they're actually shared with the community. And obviously things weren't quite there at ClashCon, as we could tell by Jonas sharing the information on the developer's iPad. So anyway, that's why I think they've waited a bit, and hopefully we can all move on and enjoy the sneak peeks and enjoy the content. So let's go ahead and finally get into the topics here. So the first thing they tell us is attacking and defending shields will be changed. So let's talk briefly about what is wrong right now with the attacking and defending system, right? So right now, the way that the shields work, and I actually talked about this on the things I want out of Clash of Clans or whatever, or the most wanted features about maybe 6 months or so ago. I put out an episode, and one of the things I talked a lot about is how leagues can be changed and how I feel they are somewhat broken right now. And what they do right now, the whole shielding system, is it rewards players not who have the most money. That's a common misconception. It doesn't cost a ton of money when you're high-end trophy pushing. Rather, it costs a ton of time. And as we know, time is money, and not all of us are endowed with plenty of time to burn on the game, or I should say, 24 hours a day, almost pushing around the clock to be at the very top of the leaderboard, because that's what it takes. You don't even have to be the best attacker in the world, because obviously a lot of those guys are great attackers. I've had a lot of them on my channel, but you don't need to even illustrate those great attacking skills in order to jump on top of the leaderboard. All you need to do is be very, very good at pulling off 1-star attacks. So, because that's all you need. That's why you're seeing players with mostly using dragons and Lavalunion at the high end of the game, and that's not because those are necessarily a better 2-star strategy. It's because they're a safer 1-star strategy. They're obviously getting 2 stars on most of their attacks, but you're just really going to mitigate the possible damage of a failed attack. I'm sure after the dragons with lightning has become so popular, the top players aren't failing at all, because it's so hard to fail as long as you're playing things safe with your heroes at the end of the raid. So anyway, things are a little bit broken right now. Those of us without tons and tons and tons of time just aren't on equal playing ground. Now, it obviously should require a lot of time and dedication to be at the top of any leaderboard in a game. I'm not saying that's a problem, but I think we just need a little bit of a balance to help incorporate a little bit of quality of life, right, for those players who want to maybe take a shower, maybe not touch their device for 30 seconds or a minute on the minute, So I think that will be the personal break. I think that will be session timers and a personal break. They say that right in the announcement, so it's not really speculation. I guess that's confirmed, right? There will be a personal break and session timers added to the game. So what does that mean? What could that possibly mean? Well, it could mean that you're allowed to use something like a mini shield, which will be termed a personal break, allowing you to not have to worry about, like I said, going to the bathroom, picking up your kid, driving, feeding your children, whatever you're doing, you might not necessarily have to be on the screen 24/7. Fixing that will also really help the game in terms of just, like I said, adding a little bit of skill to the game. Now, why would it add skill to the game to add a personal breaks and the village guard, whatever that exactly is? Well, I think that comes into when they mention matchmaking, trophy offers, and league bonus will be all revamped or changed to the game. So I think they want to implement more skill in terms of, I don't think they want 1-star attacks anymore. I think there will be a revamping of the trophy system. Now, this is purely speculation, but I think they kind of go hand in hand to what they want to have happen here. I think they want players to actually try to do the best attack they possibly can and to not have to necessarily worry about being on 16 hours a day. So this will actually allow players who are better players and more consistently 2-star attackers, or even 3-star, dare I say, who knows, with the advent of Town Hall 11. But it will allow attackers who are more consistent, in my opinion, to take better advantage of the whole shield system. I'm not even sure if there will be a shield system. I mean, it only makes sense they'll still call it a shield. The shield has been here through the whole 3+ years of the game. But I think this whole revamp will really change the landscape of the game in a lot of ways. Some which I don't think almost anybody can foresee right now. I have a couple in the back of my mind that I won't speculate on right now, but I think this will really serve to fix a lot of quality of life issues and make a much more competitive environment. Because this new shield system will change, I think the player pool at the top will increase, thereby decreasing cloud time. Now, decreasing cloud time, that could happen in a couple ways after this revamping of the trophy system. One way that could happen is is by simply, like I said, more player in the player pool at high cup trophies, because more players will be more apt to trophy push because they know it doesn't require 16 hours a day. You know, a lot of people plan their 6-hour sessions to to stare at clouds, and then followed by a 12-hour cloud period. So basically they have, throughout their entire day, they have almost a day's worth of hours accounted for. They have 18 hours accounted for right off the bat, and then the rest is just filling in time, right? So I think this will mitigate account sharing, which is an issue in the game at the high levels right now, which is obviously against terms of service. So that's another thing they're trying to probably avoid here. And like I said, the player pool will hopefully vastly increase. I think at least that's the intent, so that the more players at the top will obviously increase the number of offers you see, thereby decreasing cloud time. And the other way it might change is if they don't make your attacking necessarily tied directly into breaking shield. In other words, if you can attack while you're on a shield and the shield won't break, if they add something like that, perhaps, it will really allow more offers overall to exist in the game. Now, that might be contrary to one's first thoughts on the idea, because you could say, well, if attacking doesn't break shield, then everybody will always be on shield. But what if they decreased the shield time and then everybody was automatically going on defense every, say, 4 hours? Well, that will actually allow more offers to be in the game, not less, because you got to figure right now, all the guys in the top 200 are literally on, almost constantly, all day, besides when they're breaking shields. So that will help change that as well. So that's how I feel about the whole Village Guard, personal breaks, matchmaking, trophy offers, league bonuses. Now, I do want to say something that I probably should have mentioned earlier. Anushka does say in her post here that these quality of life changes aim to improve the way everybody plays Clash of Clans every single day. So one thing that I haven't heard anything on personally, so this is not inside knowledge here, but one thing I think would really benefit the game, if not this update, perhaps in a future update, and that would be allowing for different leagues, and they did say they were going to revamp the leagues, so different leagues for different town hall levels. I think this would have a lot of benefit that could bring to the game. One of the ways is think about it. The pushing system has been broken, or at least severely hampered since it's really started. There hasn't been many changes. One little clue is 2 updates ago, Clash of Clans added a change to matchmaking that a lot of people obviously noticed, and that is you're more likely to see somebody of your own town hall level when you search. So if you're a town hall, for example, there was actually a town hall 2 that made it to Titans League recently, and that was because he was able to find another Town Hall 2 and then just keep revenging each other to get all the way to Town Hall to Titans League. So the reason I mention that is because I think that was maybe a precursor to adding different leagues for different town hall levels, and I think a lot of people right now in Clan Wars seem to be more competitive, gearing towards a more competitive nature, meaning that they're more apt to rush their base offensively, hence the whole 9.5 and maybe now 10.5, 8.5, etc. And I think this might actually lessen that desire. I'm not sure if Supercell likes that or dislikes that. That's no inside knowledge or speculation, but I think that it's healthy to have everything more balanced as far as attacking and offense and defense be equally weighed out in a player's mind when choosing whether or not to upgrade. Whereas right now, it's all, do I want to max my offensive power? So, with all that said, this could help mitigate some of the 0.5 if you have your own individual trophy league. That will add a layer of competitiveness to each town hall level, where maxing defenses actually matters because you want to rank higher. And then once you get close to max defenses or offenses in your given town hall level, well, that's when you can really thrive on the leaderboard. So it might make players. It might give them less of an incentive to rush to the next town hall level and rather enjoy their current town hall level and really become an attacking and defending expert at their own town hall level. If they had individual leagues, it would give another element of competitive nature to the entire game. Like I said, No clue if that's coming, but that could be an idea for a future update, if not this update. Now, I think that's going to be my end of my speculation portion of the episode here. I have been rambling on for 15 minutes now almost, so I do want to comment on a few ideas I have for my channel coming up in the future. First, I want to talk about near term. So what you guys can expect from Clash with Ash from me in the near term, in the near future, is sneak peeks. So we already know that they're going to be 23rd through the 7th or 4th to 7th of December. So there's a lot of places. Let's be real, guys. If you want to get the sneak peek stuff, you can go to so many channels. There's about a dozen people now, and even there's a lot more channels, 10 minutes later, just taking the same footage and obviously releasing it. And hey, I would do the same thing. I have done the same thing in the past. It's you definitely want to share things with your viewers. But what I plan to do this sneak peek period, unless I have like exclusive sneak peek rights to anything, which I'm not expecting, what I'll do is release my sneak peeks a few hours after the other guys do, and maybe not immediately as soon as they're live, and I'll take a few hours to digest what they're about, and then I'm going to have special guests on the channel. Sometimes it will just be me, but I do have a lot of special guests lined up, and what we'll do is we'll discuss how these sneak peeks will change the game and how, what we think of them. These are just our early thoughts, obviously, so we're not trying to pretend, we're not trying to be wonks here and be know-it-alls, but these are just going to be our early thoughts on what the update, what these sneak peeks might mean to the game. So we'll do that all through the sneak peek process. So I hope you guys enjoy that, and I hope you guys tune in to my channel after you've seen the sneak peeks on the other channels, and I'll obviously have them, within hours. So if you haven't seen the sneak peek, still come to my channel. I'll still have the content for you. I just want to give a little bit extra. As far as in the short term and the medium term on the channel speaking, I'm going to have, you might have noticed that I brought a lot of different news series lately in the last month, and those will continue. I'm kind of, the channel's still the same, still more strategy-based, but I want to do things that I think the fans will find, or the viewers, and the fans, there's probably 3 of them, my mom, my brothers, but no, the viewers, I think, will find more entertaining, and I don't mean entertaining in a silly way, I mean entertaining in more edge of your seat, or you anticipatory, and something that you really want to see, you have to see. And what do I mean by that? Well, I mean, I'm really going to be upping the amount of live raids that I bring you guys. I'm going to create game plans for villages. I brought you a failed 5 lightning 3-star attempt on a Town Hall 10 by myself recently live. So I'm going to do more stuff like that. So I'm going to plan out an attack, and I'm going to share it with you guys at least once a week. And then I'm going to do some live raids, trophy pushing, at least once a week. So hopefully there'll be 2 live episodes a week. On top of that, we have the 3-star expert series where I interview clanmates or well-known clashers. And there's going to be some collaborations with some pretty big YouTubers as well coming down the pipe. What else here? I'm going to have the low-level hero series, both at Town Hall 9 and Town Hall 10, and I do have my newer player series that I have a couple more episodes before I finish that up, and I guess more base content. I have the new base versus base series, which isn't a new concept, but what I try to do is allow these bases to defend live and share the replays, and if not live, then in the same clan war, we'll let 2 bases go head-to-head. Now, as far as long-term future, I have a new website that is being worked on right now. Hopefully it will be ready in the next couple weeks, and it is a huge improvement off www.clashwithash.com. It will have the same name, but it will be huge and vastly improved, both in content and in visual, aesthetics. So check that out. I want it to be more than just a YouTuber's website. I want it to be one of the places that you can visit for strategy information, for a huge catalog of bases that you can learn, blueprints on 3-star designs, and also tons of valuable links, including all my favorite podcasts. I don't think that podcasts get enough love in this community, in the game, and they're my favorite part, one of my favorite parts of the whole Clash community. So just a shout out to SNH Saturday Night Hive with Tate, the Clash Files, and there's so many more. Obviously, I love I love Clash of Clans podcast with Scotty, and there's Bye Forever. There's so many good podcasts out there. You guys should definitely check them out, and they're just valuable content. So I want to highlight some of that stuff on the website. And lastly, I want to add some more creative stuff. I want to get writers and I'm working on that right now, to get writers to add some more original creative content and some artists as well. You see the Clash-orama stuff that Clash of Clans shares. I want to get artists that will add a funny and entertaining and weekly, hopefully, elements to the website, and hopefully you guys will enjoy that. And lastly, I do have my eyes set on adding a new game to the channel. But it's not going to be immediately, and it's not even going to be in the near future. I have my eyes open. You know, as YouTubers, even though I'm not a big YouTuber, I still get emails almost daily asking me to feature their game, mostly just tablet and or phone iOS games. But I haven't found that game that really grips me in the way that Clash of Clans does. Now, if I do add a game, if I do find that game that really draws my attention, then I will share it on the same channel that I have now. But I will add that as exclusively extra content. I will still have 1 or 2 Clash of Clans videos a day. So that's how I will do that. I'm sure not everybody will enjoy it at first, but hopefully if it piques my interest, then some of my my viewers will also be interested. And so I do have my eyes open for that game, but like I said, probably going to be months down the line, if not longer. I need to find something that first, and then I can worry about sharing it, right? So that is my thought process on the near and far out future for the channel. Guys, thanks so much for listening to my ramblings. I really appreciate it. And if you guys have any suggestions or thoughts, maybe where you agree or disagree with anything I've said on today's episode, I would absolutely love to hear it. Leave a comment in the comment section. And as always, guys, thank you so much for the continued support. You guys have been absolutely amazing as far as every day I read my comments, and it really does, very, very cheese alert coming, a big cheese alert coming, but it really does bring a smile to my face. You know, a lot of people get caught up in the day-to-day life of, you know, the hum, you know, the really just monotony, I guess, of life, and little things can get you down. And I tell you what, I hope I bring just a little sliver of the nice, I don't know what you'd call it, sliver of the gratification I get from you guys, and I just want to I can't thank you guys enough. And here I am rambling again. You guys know I'm always good for that. So on that note, I will leave you to your evenings or your mornings or whenever you're watching this. Have a great day, guys. Share with your clanmates as always. I certainly always appreciate that, and take care, guys.